Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. May the peace, blessings, and mercy of God be upon you. I want to talk about the existence of God. I've heard a lot of people question the existence of God or, you know, doubt that there is a God. SubhanAllah. Understanding what it means to say that there is no God is the first part of a person really should want to believe in God. If you say there is no God, then that means that there is no reason or purpose for life. And some atheists or people who don't believe in God would claim that there is, but a person who is an atheist tries to say that they use logic and reason for not believing in God. And using logic and reason and truth would be to say that if there is no God, then all of creation, us, the birds, the animals, the trees, the planets, the stars, the sun, the moon, everything, was created by a chance explosion that was created by nothing or came from nothing. And science has said that everything can be traced back to a single starting point. Now, if this happened, this explosion created everything, and that's it. But we're an over-adapted particle that came from nothing. Everyone is. We have no soul, and we have nothing to look forward to after this life, and there is no reason for any of it. There's no cause. There's no purpose. We're just here. And to deny any of these things is to deny their very reason for disbelieving in God, reason and ration. If you come from an over-adapted particle, what possible purpose or reason can you have? If this is the only thing, there is no purpose. You're going to live, you're going to die, and all that you have is this. That's a very bleak and ugly way to look at things, but it's true. If you don't have a God, then you have no purpose and you have no reason for living. And, unless you're rich or something, why even stay on the earth? Just, whatever. You're just going to go through a bunch of things, get sick, watch people die, and then you're going to die yourself, and all of your wealth and all of your family and everything is going to be left behind. You're not taking any of it with you. And there's no reason to do good. There's no reason to, not murder and kill and pillage and steal. There's no consequence. So without God, there is no order, there is no purpose, there is no reason. But on the other hand, it is very easy to believe in God, and actually it takes more faith to not believe in God than it does to believe in God. Order and law and governance of things cannot come from chaos. Chaos or an explosion does not create perfection. The orbit of the planets and the way that everything is governed by laws, there's the law of gravity, and there's the way that our body is designed, the way that the plants and the animals and everything intertwines and works together, and just the chain of life. You can see examples of law and order. You can see that the trees breathe out whatever we breathe in, and we breathe out what the trees breathe in. You can see laws in the orbit of the planets. You can see laws in the night and the day and the cycle of things. You can see how the tides move the ocean, and the clouds form and bring the water, and the water brings the food, and etc., etc., etc. You can see these signs that there's more to this. If you sit down and you look at the way that everything is, and the way that we are, and our emotions, and just your life in general, you can understand that there is an order, there is a reason. It's not just all systematic chaos that there's no reason or purpose for. And I don't know why people deny God. I don't know why people, try to make this life the point of their life, if it's because they're uneducated or it's because they don't have a deep understanding of life in general, or because they're insecure, or whatever reasons a person has for denying that there is a creator and there is a purpose and reason for life. Uh, but I know that it's a sad way to live your life. And I know that since I came to Islam, so many things about my life has changed. I now appreciate time more. I now appreciate God more. I appreciate my family more. I appreciate, where my life has came to since I took my Shahada and became a Muslim. I understand why the world is the way that it is, and why human beings as a species are the way that they are for most part. We are a very counterproductive species. We know and we understand what is better for us, yet we continuously do things and we allow things to happen that are not so productive, and it actually holds our species back. We know that unity is better for us, and we know that love is better for us, and that truth is better for us, and that eating healthy is better for us, and that war is not good for us, and that peace is. Yet these things continue to happen, and we continue to do the things that we know is not good for us. Most of us live based on our desires instead of what we know to be beneficial. And if a person wants to reach their potential, and every human being who is born with most people have the ability to reach a higher level of understanding, and most people are potential. You have potential to become better. You have potential to learn and to apply the knowledge that you learn. Yet we choose not to, and we choose to remain the way that we are, and we fail to see our faults and recognize them and then work on them, so that we just become content in who we are, and we become arrogant and selfish, and we don't work on ourselves, and we don't try to make things better. We have a tendency to point the finger at everybody else, and while we're pointing the finger at everybody else, we remain who we are and stuck in the situation that we're in. We have people, that drink alcohol or get high or do whatever, and we know that it's counterproductive to our life and our well-being and our relationships with our families and society. Yet we still do these things because we don't think about things properly. We don't have the proper perspective. And even if we know that these things are bad for us, we still do them. And I don't know if it's just the way that we're designed, or the way I know that Islam says, it's the shaitan. The shaitan convinces us and makes things that are bad for us seem good. And we follow our shaitan. We let the shaitan whisper to us, and we go in our ego, and we don't fight our ego. We don't sacrifice our desires for what is better. And it's true. We know that alcohol causes body damage to our body. We know it causes damage to our relationships. We know it causes us to do stupid things that we wouldn't normally do sober. It causes us to have sexual relationships with people that we wouldn't normally. It causes us to fight, things like this, but we still continue to do it because it makes us feel good. That's the only benefit that we get out of it. There's no physical or any other benefit other than it's fun. It makes us feel good. Drugs are the same way. There's no benefit to it other than what it makes us feel like. But it ruins our lives. And when we get the proper perspective of these things, and we start understanding what is beneficial to us and what is more productive for us, and we start applying these things, and we stay away from the things that are hurting us, and we start using our common sense to understand what kind of character we should have and how we should treat people, that's when we'll get the blessings of guidance. That's when we'll be blessed with the benefit of having knowledge, or obtaining knowledge. If you find yourself doubting God, don't look at the people of religion, because many of the people of religion are are not really people of religion. Many of the people who profess to have faith have very little faith, or a misunderstanding of faith. Look at God Himself, and look at the Quran, listen to the Quran, and reflect on the revelation that God has sent through the messenger Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and do not listen to the media or what the media says about Islam, and do not base your judgments on the people, base it on the religion itself. If you have issues with Islam, go to a Muslim and ask a Muslim who is educated and qualified to answer the questions that you have about Islam. Do not turn to Fox News or the Zionist ran media. But anyway, inshallah, I wish nothing but good for everyone, regardless of where you're from, who you are, what religion you may practice to date. There's no compulsion in religion. There is nothing that I can do to force anyone to do anything. I cannot guide anyone. The guidance is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I thank God every day that He gave me Islam, that He gave me an understanding of Islam, and that He still is showing me things about myself that I need to work on. Inshallah ta'ala, may we change ourselves so that Allah can change our conditions, and so that we can enjoy and appreciate the life that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed us all with. We have so many things to be grateful for. We just have a misconception of life. We have a misconception of what is going on, a bad perspective of things. But if you look truly, everything is a blessing, because without existing, without being here, you would not have any of the things that you have. Your eyes, your ears, your hands, your feet. If you find yourself in a situation where you're poor or you have very little, you still have a lot of blessings that you're just maybe not thinking about. And don't look at people that are above you. Look at the people who are worse off than you, and I guarantee you, inshallah, if you look, you will always find someone who's worse off than you are, and it will cause you to appreciate what you do have, even if it is very little. But if you're always looking at those people who have more than you, you will always feel lacking, you will always feel down, you will always feel depressed, and you will not appreciate what you do have. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.